Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 22 of Swiss Army Sports. Today is November 16th, 2025, and it is Monday night here in the great state of Tennessee. I'm your host, Will Spain, former long snapper for the Ossipee Governors, Troy Trojans, and partially Houston Cougars, joined by my side, Luke Wallen, former offensive lineman for the Hendricks College Warriors, current man of electricity.
Yeah.
This show is produced by the producer, Michael Spain.
Hey, shout out Hendricks. They came third in their conference this year. They
That's,
switched over to a different conference, which is way worse. But hey,
Hey,
not last.
there you go. Yeah, shout out Hendricks. Agenda: Week 11 recap for college football with our dogs of the week and the panning meter making its 11th appearance of the year. Swiss Army Sports top 25 for Week 12 are what we think the committee will do. New head of committee, by the way. What we think the committee will do. College football playoff predictions. Our conference title game races. We're going to kind of delve into those. Say who we think is going to make it in to the conference championship game. NFL Week 10 recap, NFL teams of the week and teams that are weak. Our Monday Night Football preview and best bets before we kick off in Las Vegas when our Dallas Cowboys head into the Raiders and beat some ass. The college basketball picks recap from this past week. Swiss Army Sports college basketball top 25. USA 322 recap and a little preface on this. We apologize to our faithful listeners. We are big on UFC. We were a little bit busy, a little stressed for time, and completely forgot that was this weekend and did not include it in the slides. We apologize. We have a recap, though. Did you watch? I did not.
I did not either. I was not in the state of mind.
Yeah, I was in Vaught Hemingway Stadium, also known as Hell on Earth. And so, yeah, I didn't get to catch it as much as I did. I kept refreshing it, though, because I was interested to see who won.
I did see Nickel knock someone out.
Dude, there was some
bunch of knockouts.
vicious. Parates is a problem. Anyway, and then best of the weekend, concluding it. Let's get into the picks. It was a bad week. It was a bad week for one person, especially more than some others, but it was a really bad week. I went 3 for 4. Luke went 1 for 6.
Let's go.
And the producer went 3 for 4. And you'll see in a little bit. Oh boy, is the race tight. It's so tight.
That's the first thing when I logged on to help work on this. The first thing I checked, I was like, "Oh my god, this is not good."
Friday night, I was at the bar watching this hit. Clemson went into Louisville and won by 1. Missed field goals, name of the game in that game against the Clemson Tigers for Louisville. 20-19 in favor of Clemson. Luke, that was a brutal start to your weekend.
Yes, I am aware. And of course, out of the 3 games I picked to flip where we would have all swept, I picked the worst possible one with Pitt. I mean, I was like, there's no way Bama loses. There's no.
So I apologize for a second here. I am so sorry. This is week 12, not week 11. So again,
on top of it.
On top of it, baby. On top of it. Yeah, so look, Clemson escaped, knew that was going to happen. Dabo wanted to ruin it. Choking kicker for Louisville.
Yeah.
Me and the producer were right with Notre Dame. You try to be different, go with Pitt. I respect it. It just wasn't even close. 37-15. Notre Dame dominated the entire game. We talked about it earlier in the week. Was Pitt not ready to play this game? Were they looking ahead because they didn't think it mattered because of the ACC championship race? I mean, I guess a 3-loss Pitt team hypothetically could get into the playoff, but G5, would you take a 1-loss JMU over a 3-loss ACC team? Other than Miami?
If
Pitt. We'll go Pitt.
If Pitt would have won, would they have been 3-loss?
No, they have 3 losses now.
Oh, no. I think if Pitt would have won and then they play Miami and Georgia Tech, beaten Miami, then maybe lost to Georgia Tech, you could make the argument to get them in at large. It just depends on how everything falls, but I don't know. I think JMU, even though their only losses at Louisville early in the year.
Only about 14, though.
Yeah, I'd still go with
healthy Louisville team, too. We all 3 were wrong. Cincinnati just completely dropped the ball at home against Arizona. 30-24. Was very surprised when I was scoreboard watching and saw this one.
Yes, I was too. Wow, that was the one game I kind of thought we were gonna all
hit. Yeah,
because it was at home. I mean,
it makes this Big 12 title race just weird.
Yeah,
who this second team that's going to meet Texas Tech going to be? Because Cincinnati's good enough to go ahead and beat BYU when the BYU travels to Nippert. So I don't know. It's can the
see.
Cougs sneak in? We'll see. We all threw on Bama as well, and I did catch this game. Turnovers were the name of the game for Alabama, and they just couldn't get enough going to overcome them. Lost 23-21 to Oklahoma. This cements Mateer's boys are back.
Yeah.
Especially, it's really just the defense, though.
No, I mean, Venables, as we've covered on this podcast before, is a fantastic defensive coach, and it was obviously shown in this game. Mateer did play, I think, a lot better than he had in the previous few games, especially against top-tier teams. And I was kind of shocked. Usually this Venables, Oklahoma's teams do not go into tough environments and win games.
But boy, did they.
I know, and they finally did. And that almost, I don't want to say too much because I don't know who their last game is. That almost cements them to be possibly in the playoff because Texas lost, which was huge for them as well. And then who else lost this weekend? That was projected in. Somebody else that was on or maybe he was on the bubble. I don't know. There was some.
Well, anyway, just to answer your question, they played Missouri and LSU to end the year, so two very winnable games for Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
They probably won't make the SEC championship game, which I think will pay out in their favor.
I think it will too. An extra week of rest, plus you don't have to go just say play A&M and then lose. Like you're going in clean slate.
Yeah, no one else in the playoff picture lost, by the way.
Okay. I thought somebody else lost. I must have just moved.
Almost did.
USF lost.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, good pull.
Yeah.
Virginia dominated Duke on the road, 34-17. The Who's are
very shocked.
So weird. Although maybe Duke just isn't that good.
But the ACC just isn't that good in general.
Yeah. So Virginia ends their season with Virginia Tech, and how fitting would it be if Virginia Tech won that football game? James Franklin just named the head coach.
Yes. This would be the most ACC crap of all time.
100%.
They lose. Georgia Tech. This would also be very ACC. They end up going to the championship, but they beat Georgia, and then they go and lose in the ACC championship, and they don't give them a bid.
Yeah,
even though they just beat Georgia.
Well, I don't know if you can't give them the bid if they beat Georgia.
Well, it just depends on, I think.
Because they played Pitt this week, who I guess the committee will still see as a quality opponent.
Yes.
Although they may not be ranked at the time. If they beat Pitt and beat Georgia, I don't understand. No, you have to let a 2-loss Georgia Tech team in the playoff. Who's getting bounced? We'll talk about it in a second.
I think it depends on a bunch of the SEC. That's what it's really going to depend on. Are you going to put in 2 ACC teams? Because you're going to have a bid stealer and let's say SMU.
But you can't. I just so disagree about doing it by conference. We just got to look at it from a conference-less standpoint after the out bid's given out.
Okay. Yeah. It's just I think it's going to get.
No, 100%. We were all correct. The Georgia Dogs stomped Texas. Stomped them. Arch was a fraud. Texas were frauds. We saw it coming from a mile away. This was so overdue. They needed to get their teeth kicked in to put their fan base back in reality. This Texas team was not a playoff team, so that's that. And then we were all wrong. Washington Baptist got railroaded by Henderson State. It was 41-14. Kind of incredible.
Yeah,
that
it was. Holy crap.
Yeah. Did not see that one coming. I thought this would at least be a competitive football game. It was not. Kind of glad game day didn't go there now because that would have been a huge letdown. Absolute blowout on the end of the Henderson State Reddies, taking it to town on the Washington Baptist Tigers.
So what's going to be game day's group of 5 ordeal this year? Or
maybe there won't be one.
I think that's kind of lame.
It is kind of lame. It would have been this week if it had been any week.
Montana play Montana State?
Yeah, that's this week. Yeah, you should have done it. The Leaderboard Titans. Michael sits at the top with 45 wins, 37 losses. Luke, second, 42-40. Will, 41-41. There is a game between. There are only 3 weeks left of pick'ems.
Oh my God. I do not want to go to Waffle House or whatever we do.
3 weeks. The entire leaderboard could flip around by the time the end of that. It is last place is within 4 games of first.
Yeah, it's gonna be super tight.
It's gonna be tight.
I'm nervous because
me too. But I'm also in last. But I've also been creeping.
I know. You literally have Michael because I think Michael's been in first pretty much.
Michael was in last for the first 4 weeks of the season,
and then
now he jumped to first from last and has not seen nothing but
know.
burst since.
I think I've been in second pretty much all year.
Oh, the standings have been pretty solid the entire year, but now they're starting to get a little shaky. We'll see if I can put a good round in next week. Dogs of the week. I saw this one in person. Kewan Lacey is an absolute dude at running back for Ole Miss. 31 carries, which is a lot, but 224 yards and 3 touchdowns. Truly cemented Ole Miss in this game against Florida, which I think Florida looked like they were the better football team and kind of got hoed in a pass interference call at the end of the game. Like, I'm sitting there and I was like, ooh, that was early. And then they threw the flag. And I was like, okay. And then they picked up the flag. I was like, huh.
Fine.
The SEC called. Hey, don't do that. And they didn't. They didn't. Florida didn't need that win. Ole Miss did. So I guess that's the way they saw it. Although Florida very realistically could have gotten into a bowl game with a win there. But Ole Miss wins, and Kewan Lacey was a dog in that aspect. Who's your dog of the week, Luke?
I got Hayes King. A 19-point fourth quarter to end up coming back and beating Boston College. Again, it's the ACC. It's drunk out there.
Can you remind me how many wins Boston College has?
Oh, like 2.
It's 1. They're 1-10.
It's 1. But the stat line now, because I was going to home and I was going to put Andrew Marsh, the Michigan receiver, because Michigan, honestly, has not had a good receiver because Nico was there, and Nico really didn't do anything because our quarterback wasn't very good. So, the last good receiver I think we've had was Donovan Peoples-Jones. And Andrew Marsh is a freshman. He had 12 receptions for 180 yards. So that's my snub. But Hayes King is 26 to 34 for 371 through the air, the touchdown, and 53 more on the ground, leading Georgia Tech for the comeback.
I respect it. I just saw Quentin Williams and Demarion Overshawn dap up in warm-ups. I could not be more electrified than right now.
Also, did you – we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about it later.
Is back after week 12 of college football. A&M. You escaped. You were down 30-3 at the half. You had to score 28 unanswered to win, which is unbelievable collapse by South Carolina. Unbelievable.
Hey.
Calm down. We're good. Oh, by the way, if this is your first time listening, we do it on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 being panicked, 2 being it's almost hit the fan, 3, I don't feel good about this, 4, calm down, we good, and 5, we Gucci. Obviously, 5 being the best, 1 being the worst. Calm down, we good. The only reason why is because you're undefeated. No reason to be panicking at all.
Yeah.
However, they haven't played anybody.
Oh, I know. They haven't played anybody.
Other than Notre Dame. And they played Notre Dame early in the year, and it should have gone to overtime. They shouldn't have botched the snap, the hold.
Yeah. But in the SEC, I don't think they played anybody in the top half of the standings.
They have not. So the question begs, is A&M really that good?
I do think A&M's a good football team.
You are also in calm down, we good for people who can't see the train.
I was almost in Gucci, but no.
It ain't we Gucci because that was truly alarming being down 30-3 at the half against a very not good South Carolina team.
I took them live at the half.
So. Oh, I know. Well, I texted. I was like, dude, A&M is so long.
I'm like, this is free. But, yeah, Marcel Reed played himself out of the Heisman in the first half and then played himself right back in it in the second half.
Look, I love electric football. I hate A&M, but I love electric football.
Yeah.
So good for them. They conclude the season with Texas. I think that's a trap game for A&M. I don't think they're. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in Austin. So I don't think Texas is that great. However, this will be the best SEC team Texas A&M has faced. Yeah. So the defense could give them issues. If South Carolina's defense gave them issues, which they figured it out in the second half, this A&M team could get a bye and get bounced.
I'm interested to see because they still got to go to the SEC championship.
Yeah, I think they get blown out against any team they play.
Really? Okay. Well, no, I don't think they have to win out to go to the thing, right? There's no tiebreaker thing.
Oh, we'll talk about it in a second.
Okay, that's another thing though that's interesting. If they can afford to lose the Texas game and still go, do you sit everybody?
Oh my Lord, that's a conversation we need to get into. Bama on the panic meter. Luke, you're in between calm down, we good, and I don't feel good about this.
You lost to a good football team, but you're still in the playoff, and since you already have that you only have one loss in the conference, you're still in the hunt. That's why we're all right. That wouldn't be I don't feel good, but I don't feel good, so we're just all right. You're still in a good position here. That FSU loss is going to come back and haunt them.
I think it is. FSU is terrible.
It's haunting them because the Iron Bowl, we were just talking about this a second ago. I mean, not good.
The Iron Bowl and the Egg Bowl, for those who don't know, is shaping up to be an electric rivalry weekend. We have two teams of the inferior, Auburn 5-6, Mississippi State 5-6,
Yeah.
Ole Miss 10-1, Bama 9-2. It is arguable that either team of the teams in the playoffs currently losing could knock them out, and Bama almost being definitely will be knocked out with a loss against Auburn.
Yeah.
Ole Miss is like I did like the playoff prediction thing. It was like a 43% chance to get in if they lose to State, which you don't want to take that chance if you're Ole Miss. Here's the thing. That game is scary, and that's why I don't feel good about this. Bama is on the edge now.
Where's the Iron Bowl at?
Auburn. They're both in Auburn and in Starkville. Oh, it's shaping up to be good. Look, I don't feel good about this because it is now lose and go home for Alabama.
Yeah.
Here's my hot take. I think it's lose and go home in the SEC championship game if they make it.
Yeah, no,
I think Bama has to win out to make it with as tight as a margin as it right now in the college football playoff. I don't think you can let a 3-loss Bama team in. However, knowing the committee's bias, they probably would. But, and I hate that they don't look at conference championship games, but whatever. I don't feel good about this right now, especially home loss to Oklahoma. I really thought Bama was going to win that game and pretty handily, and the turnovers made me a little bit alarmed.
Yeah.
Kind of reminded me of Ty Simpson against FSU. Texas, panic.
Yeah.
And it's just so overdue. Yeah, I think it's done for Texas. I don't think there's really much more to say. I don't think this is the Texas team anybody thought they were going to be in the preseason. I don't think Arch Manning's anything close to what people thought they were going to be in the preseason. The defense is, though. And so Texas beating A&M could play their way into a nice bowl game. But I think the playoff is out of the conversation. That's really what the panic meter is about.
Three losses. If any 3-loss team makes it this year, I would be pretty livid because that means you're going to leave out like
Vandy.
Yeah, a 2-loss Vandy team, or even like
you leave off a 2-loss Vandy team for a 3-loss Bama team. Twitter may get fired up from the Swiss Army Sports account. No, the Swiss Army account is going to get fired up about this, dude. And then moving on to Georgia Tech, you beat a 1-10 team by 2. Granted, it was on the road. Sure, maybe
it was what's Boston College's special game. They have it was that game.
Yeah, who cares? They're 1-10. You're supposed to be a college football playoff contending team, and you won by 2. Yeah, I don't feel good about this, and only because I know they're kind of like, in a way, a team that wins, but also like mentally in my mind, the Carolina Panthers. You don't know what Georgia Tech team you're going to get. The one that skates by Wake Forest and Boston College, or the team that goes out and dominates Duke. Yeah. I don't know. We're going to find out a lot in clean old-fashioned hate against Georgia about Georgia Tech. I don't feel good about that.
I'm very intrigued, though, for that matchup because, I mean, Hayes, we saw it last year. I mean, Hayes King's a dog.
Dog. Certified. When he has a limp, he turns into a different animal.
I know. So it's going to be interesting.
All right. Our top 25 for week 12. Week 13, really, but post week 12. We kept Ohio State at 1, Indiana at 2, and A&M at 3. Georgia makes the jump to 4 after beating Texas. Texas Tech up in our top 5.
Yeah.
I
jumped them.
I did. I had them at 6. But I'm fine with them at 5. Oregon at 6, Ole Miss at 7, Oklahoma up to 8, right ahead of Alabama at 9, and Notre Dame up to 10. Vandy at 11. And here's the thing, guys, if y'all are just paying attention to our polls, we've kind of been right about a lot of things on this, but we're always like 1 week ahead.
I know.
Of everyone of the committee, and like so because we see things how they are. But go ahead.
To cut you off, but we had Texas Tech like at 8 when they had them at like 18.
Yes.
They had them high early on, and now look at it now. So I do think we perceive things because I think part of it is the poll, like at least with the AP, we all know the controversies with that. And I don't know how the CFP, I don't know how you can just take presidents and all that and have that determined when.
Well, obviously the other option would be taking media voters, and I think they're way worse.
I know.
So,
I don't know how you could. You've got to.
The only way you're able to do it is if you take ADs from teams that'll never be there. Charlotte, UMass, or Akron.
I would say take retired coaches.
But
I mean, if you took Saban would literally put Bama like 1 every time. Like, I think you need to get retired coaches who have been journeyman coaches. It's like at least they know football. But I agree.
in a way. BYU at 12, Georgia Tech at 13, Miami at 14, Utah all the way up to 15. Michigan has been staying pretty steadily there at the 16, 17 mark, but they're at 16.
They're not 16. I hate that they're 16.
They're 16 per resume. 17 USC, 18 Virginia, 19 falls to Texas, 20 JMU is our highest ranked G5 team in the poll. 21 is the Vols. Now, here's something, a little insight to the polls. 2 people in our poll ranked the Vols. I left them completely off my top 25. I do not think they're a top 25 team.
I just
understand it,
yeah,
but I don't think they're a top 25 team.
They have consistently on mine, I think, stayed at 20 for the past 5 weeks. With people, I've had people jump. They have stayed at 20. They have not played a soul. So they're just going to stay there until they do something. You know,
maybe the loss to Vandy will kill them off.
Oh,
22 is Tulane, second in the G5. 23 is North Texas. Welcome back to the poll at 23. 24, Mizzou, Mizzou. And 25, the Cougs of Houston are so back. 8-2. Good job, guys. And our highest ever second highest ever receiving votes team is Navy with 5 points, sitting at an essentially 26. All right. I didn't fix this.
Hey.
Hold on. We're going to fix it live.
You didn't fix it. Oh, third? I was looking at the teams.
No, I did the teams. But at midnight last night, I guess I forgot to do that.
Fine. You know, the headers, we're just on point with the headers.
We have a life, guys. I usually do these at like demon hours. Third college football playoff bracket.
Yeah, I usually do them during class.
Exactly. Third college football playoff bracket will be released this Tuesday. Here's how I foresee the committee having 1, Ohio State. Bye. 2, Indiana. Bye. 3, A&M. Bye. 4, UGA. Bye. Going to play UGA will be 5, Texas Tech. And my G5 auto qual, well, I guess not even really G5, but the 5th conference auto qualifier will be James Madison at 12. I have Ole Miss at 6, playing 11 Georgia Tech. Winner heads to A&M. Not really, but like, neutral site. You know what I mean. 8, Notre Dame. 9, Oklahoma. Winner plays Ohio State. And 7, Oregon versus 10, Alabama. Winner plays Indiana. My first 2 out, the Holy War. BYU, Utah. Luke, how do you see it?
And it's great. You didn't update the logo. I didn't, or the header. I didn't upgrade any of the records. So, because I was like, oh, there's a lot of stuff on here. I'm going to start helping them out for once. But anyways, I got Ohio State at 1, Indiana at 2, A&M at 3, UGA at 4. Got the same with 5, Texas Tech, JMU at 12. Then I got Ole Miss at 6, Georgia Tech at 11.
This is now we start to differ here.
Yes, this is where we differ. I got Oklahoma at 8, Bama at 9, Oregon at 7, Notre Dame at 10.
Okay. What makes you think the committee keeps Bama ahead of Notre Dame?
I think Bama's at least.
That's what it should be. But what do you mean?
I think,
and your first 2 out. Excuse me.
Oh, and then BYU, and I got Vandy.
Hell yeah. Anchor down. I am team Vandy in the playoff, but.
No, but I think Bama has the wins. Like, I think Notre Dame's a great football team. Do not get me wrong.
I do too. They definitely passed the eye test, but their resume does not.
I know. That's the whole thing. And I think that's going to be that should be a bigger, because in the past, we've had teams that kind of passed the eye test, but like, what was it? The first playoff for
TCU, Baylor,
Penn State. And Penn State that year, they passed the eye test, but they had 2 losses. So, in the Big Ten champs. So, I think if we're going off of resume, it's Bama. I don't know. It's Bama.
We'll see what the committee says tomorrow.
So.
We're in the final stretch. Who gets it done? Conference championship game races. The top 2 teams make it. Let's look at the American first. We have Navy sitting in first currently at 8-2, 6-1 in the conference. Tulane in second, 8-2, 5-1 in the conference. Third, North Texas 9-1, 5-1. Fourth, East Carolina 7-3, 5-1 after a big win. Big win at home against some team from the 901. Frauds they are.
No, they do it every year. It's not even expected. or unexpected. Like I get hope because like I want to compare this. My dad, lifelong Tiger and Cowboy fan, he is known that we suck. He has no expectations for anything. I'm still like at the age. What he does not have any.
Ooh, I just popped my
Oh,
neck drink.
okay. I thought you were like making.
No.
I'm still at the age where it's like, oh my gosh, we're not going to do anything. Then we kind of like we beat Arkansas, which is okay. We beat an SEC team. Then we like win some games. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we're going to the playoff. Then we lose the UAB, and then I'm heartbroken. So
Then you take it back. You beat USF.
no.
Then you lose to Tulane.
Yeah,
Okay.
so-
All we have to do is win out. And you drop to East Carolina.
Yes. So,
Anyway, USF sitting at the bottom there at 5, 7-3, 4-2, and part of our picture. Who are your two teams that make it to the American Conference Championship game? I'll start first. I think it is Navy and Tulane. I think it stays chalk. I think they're the two best teams.
Yeah. And they don't play each other.
Yeah.
Everybody's Navy plays Memphis at Memphis, which I mean they have to travel. That'd be the only issue. But Navy always beats Memphis. So, or they don't always beat Memphis, but last year they beat them when I thought the Memphis team was better last year than it is this year. I think Navy will probably go in. Memphis is falling apart, and I don't know if Silverfield will leave now because they've dropped 3 games in the conference. I don't know that situation, but they could play spoiler. But I'm going to go with Tulane and Navy.
All right. Yeah. And Tulane finished the season with Temple and Charlotte, so I think they'll run the table there.
And also, I want to throw something out there. So Navy, they play the season. Then it's the conference championship. Then say they end up getting the bid to the playoff. They still have to play Army.
Yes, they do.
And then they go to the playoff. Like that would be and like Navy, they're not resting people for Army. They will play that is like I think if any teams had that rivalry that way, you would find some teams resting. Navy will not rest, and same with Army. So it'll be interesting little schedule for them.
No, 100%. Then we have the ACC. Georgia Tech sitting up the top, 9-1, 6-1. Virginia 9-2, 6-1. Pitt 7-3, 5-1. SMU 7-3, 5-1. Miami 8-2, 4-2. Duke 5-5, 4-2. Who gets in from the ACC? I think it is going to be. I think Georgia Tech take care of business against Pitt, cements themselves in the ACC title game. And then I'm going to go.
It's tough.
It is tough. I guess I'm just going to stay chalk. I'm going to go Virginia. They should take care of business against Virginia Tech, so it should be a Georgia Tech-Virginia game. However, let's say for the sake of it that Virginia Tech ends up knocking off Virginia. I think the team that could get in
It's Miami.
Is SMU. SMU's got Louisville at home.
And they have to go to Cal
this week, and then they've got to go to Cal. Cal's honestly the iffy one for me here with the travel. But I think if you should be able to take care of both those games if you're SMU, and I think they'll be able to get it done. They would be the ones to sneak in, but it should be Georgia Tech and Virginia. What do you think?
Yes, I completely agree. The Virginia Tech's a dumpster fire. That would be extremely funny.
It would be so ACC.
I know. But I also think if SMU loses, I still think they hold the tiebreaker over Miami and Louisville. So, or Miami and Duke. I think SMU.
Yeah, I believe you're correct.
They didn't play Duke. So Duke could sneak in, but still, I think I would believe they hold the tiebreaker. So they could afford to drop one of those games if UVA loses.
Yeah.
But I still see Georgia Tech and UVA in it. I don't see them losing to Tech.
We are completely frozen.
Oh, we're back. We're back.
We're so back.
So back.
Oh, yeah.
High quality production here.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. It should be Georgia Tech and Virginia. On to the Big 12, which has gotten a lot more interesting over the recent weeks. We've got Texas Tech at the top. I think they've cemented themselves as going to the conference championship game. 10-1, 7-1, followed by BYU at 2, 9-1, 6-1. Utah 8-2, 5-2. Houston 8-2, 5-2. Arizona State 7-3, 5-2, and Cincy 7-3, 5-2. I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna say it's gonna be Texas Tech against Utah.
Okay.
I think BYU's going to drop Cincinnati. And I think it's going to be a tough road environment. I think Cincinnati's going to still be playing for like, hey, we could still get into the Big 12 title game. I think Utah is going to capitalize on this and ride that wave and be in the Big 12 title game to get trounced by Texas Tech. What do you think is going to happen?
This is basically, I think, who wants to go get the crap beat out of them in the title game. Like, the only team I can see putting a fight up is BYU. So that's why I've liked BYU all this year.
I have too.
I mean, Bear Bachmeier has been awesome this year for his true freshman season. I don't see them losing to Cincinnati because if you look at BYU, I think outside of like Colorado and then one other game, obviously not talking about Texas Tech, but whenever they played Big 12 opponents, I think they handled them. If I am not mistaken, I will fact check that real quick because I know they handled TCU, lost to Tech, handled Iowa State.
Well, they'll handle UCF at the end of the year, but
No,
do they get past Cincinnati this week?
No, I know, but I'm saying I think outside of just when they played Texas Tech and then obviously Colorado early on, they have handled people.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just go chalk with BYU, and then I think the game in the Big 12 championship will be closer because you're not in Lubbock.
Yeah, I 100% agree. But it's basically Lubbock North.
Yes, I know, but I think Texas Tech still wins by at least a touchdown or two.
Big Ten. Ooh, you like the logo there. Indiana sits at the top, 11-0, 8-0. Ohio State 8-2, 5-1. Well, this is wrong. You said all the records were right.
Oh, I thought I must have not done the Big Ten. I thought I did the Big Ten.
That's all right. I'll read it. Ohio State 10-0, 7-0. USC 8-2, 6-1, which is right. Oregon 9-1, 6-1, which is right. And Michigan 8-2, 6. Man, you have a vendetta against Ohio State. Well, so yeah, look, Ohio State.
I swear I updated that.
Hey, you're good, dude.
Okay. 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 Still. Anyways.
We're on the fly here, guys. It's obvious to me. I think it's Indiana, Ohio State, and I think Ohio State trounces Michigan, but that's my take. I want to hear your take.
I think it's going to be Indiana, and I think it's going to be Indiana, Oregon again, because Michigan is going to – here's my thought process with Michigan. Michigan, like, obviously, take the last 5, it's Michigan. The previous 10, it's Ohio State. But last year, they beat that national title team. I don't know if some people realize like how insane that is because that offense was so horrendous. We didn't have a quarterback, and we were on the road at Ohio State. Our quarterback was a true walk-on who had leukemia. Our running back was a converted linebacker who was a dog, but we had like a very good defense. So I think we can go in there. I hope we go in there and win. It's at Michigan too. So that's where I feel a little more comfortable. At Ohio State, I don't think Underwood's able to go in that environment, but I think we get it done. I just don't think we have the graces and the luck of Oregon to
losing to USC or Washington. Well, I mean, you hope USC loses to Oregon this week, and then
because they're not making the UCLA.
Correct.
So, and Washington could very theoretically beat Oregon. Washington's
if
not.
Michigan sneaks in, it's so fraudulent.
I know.
Who's up? Jacksonville State has found themselves at the top of this conference. 7-3, 6-0, big win against Kennesaw State last week. So who's joining them? Because they would essentially have to lose twice in order to see it happening. Will be WKU at 8-2, 6-1, Kennesaw State 7-3, 5-1, or Missouri State, who is not postseason eligible. They can play in the conference title game, but there's not bowl game eligible. 7-3, 5-1.
Side note: stupidest rule ever.
Dumbest rule ever. Dumbest. So dumb.
I got WKU, my preseason pick to win.
And WKU plays Jacksonville State to end the year. An interesting tidbit about a lot of these mid-majors, or G5 and mid-basketball talk there. These G5 conferences, especially in CUSA, it's not the same for the MAC. The number 1 seed hosts the title game. So we hypothetically get a WKU Jacksonville State game
for home
field in the conference title game, which is electric.
Missouri State and Kennesaw State play this week too, I think.
Yes.
So
we have a little bit of a round robin going.
Yeah.
It would essentially come down to if WKU wins out or not for Kennesaw State and Missouri State to get in. Well, They would have to lose to Jacksonville State. Yeah. I mean, so they could. They could. One of those teams could sneak in. So essentially what you're saying is it's either going to be Jacksonville State, WKU, if WKU beats Jacksonville State, or it's going to be Jacksonville State versus the winner of Kennesaw and Missouri State, which is awesome.
I know.
Couldn't ask for anything more. Yeah, I'm just going to go chalk. I'm going to go WKU hosts Jacksonville State in the Coastal Conference Championship game. You agree?
I'm going to go WKU host the conference championship game, and then I'm going to change my pick. I think they'll get it back in blood. I don't think you win twice, honestly. I think.
Oh, yeah. If WKU's got to win essentially to get in, by doing that,
I forgot.
Yeah, by doing that, I think they would lose to Jacksonville State. I don't think you're going to lose back-to-back weeks.
Yeah, no. So that's basically what I'm saying.
I get it. I got what you were saying. On to Maction, which is a really tight race. 6-4, 5-1 for Western Michigan at the top of the conference. The rest of the teams are 4-2. 6-4, 4-2 Central Michigan. 6-4, 4-2 Ohio. 6-4, 4-2 Toledo. 5-5, 4-2 Buffalo. 5-5, 4-2 Miami. Interesting note about Miami, their quarterback is sitting out the rest of the year to prep for the draft, which is the dumbest thing ever because you play at Miami of Ohio.
I know. You're not Ben Roethlisberger.
You are not him, my dude. You just screwed your team out of a chance to make the conference championship game. So, I mean, Ohio's got UMass this week. They should take care of business. West Michigan's got Northern Illinois. You know, it's Maction. It's at NIU, but they should take care of business. Then we've got an eliminator between Buffalo and Miami. Central Michigan's got a tough road game against Kent State.
Kent State is winning that
bowl
football game. Kent State is going bowling.
I would love it. And then Toledo's got a tough ball game against 4-6 Ball State, who's 3-3 in the MAC, who's also still trying to go bowling. So I think the schedule most favorably lines up for it to be, and let me fact check myself here. Yeah. I think it lines up to be Ohio versus Western Michigan in the title game. And I think West Michigan's the best team in the MAC, so I think they'll take care of it. Who do you got?
I'm going to be different. So we're going to go Western Michigan. I'm going to go Toledo, my preseason. Okay. I think that's my preseason.
It was. Everybody's.
So, I'm going to still roll with it. I do think Western Michigan drops one, but Maction happens, and they still make it.
I love it.
They're going
this game is at Ford Field in Detroit, which is elite. Yeah. So, neutral site for the MAC title game. The Mountain West, another electric race. San Diego State sits at the top with only a loss to Hawaii. 8-2, 5-1. The rest of the teams are 4-2 in the conference. We've got 7-3 Fresno State, 6-4 Boise State, 7-3 New Mexico, 8-2 UNLV, and 7-3 Hawaii. There's a lot of tiebreakers in this. I know for a fact New Mexico has one over UNLV. I know for a fact Hawaii has one over San Diego State. So
Boise also has the one over UNLV as well.
They do. So this conference is messy right now. This week in the Mountain West, we've got an eliminator. Hawaii travels to UNLV. So both teams are 4-2.
Let's go Hawaii.
New Mexico goes to Air Force, should take care of business. Boise State plays Colorado State, should take care of business. Another interesting matchup is Fresno State hosts Utah State. And Utah State's got an electric offense. If Fresno State drops that one, they're out. San Diego State hosts San Jose State.
Which San Jose State also has a very good offense.
Yes, they do.
Back-to-back years of them having like a top-tier receiver.
So, again, could be on upset alert there as well. Now looking at the schedule, who matches up? And then we got San Diego State, New Mexico in the last week of the season. Boise State traveling to Utah State in the last week of the season. Fresno State traveling to San Jose State. And Hawaii was hosting Wyoming. I'm making the call now. The Mountain West Championship game is going to be in Hawaii, as Hawaii is going to host, drum roll please, New Mexico. I think New Mexico runs the table, beats San Diego State the last week of the year, and we are going to have the most electric late-night betting Mountain West Conference title game of all time in the islands of Hawaii.
Hashtag put them in the playoff.
Put them in the playoff. Let's go, Rainbow Warriors. Who do you got?
Oh, I'm obviously going with Hawaii because they have the easier schedule.
Yeah, so Hawaii.
Wyoming.
Yeah, Hawaii. Well, the only thing they've got to go to UNLV this week. I'm not impressed with UNLV, so I think they get it done. And then they go host Wyoming.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go Hawaii, and then I'm gonna go Fresno.
Okay.
I'll be different, so we'll go with Fresno.
So you're saying Fresno takes care of business against Utah State and San Jose State?
Yeah,
I like it. The SEC. Oh, now we're getting into the fun things because we are in the South. Who is going to the title game? 10-0, 7-0 in the conference. A&M leads the SEC. In second place is Georgia, 9-1, 7-1. Ole Miss, 10-1, 6-1. Bama, 8-2, 6-1. Texas, 7-3, 4-2. Oklahoma, 8-2, 4-2. Vandy, 8-2, 4-2. Important to note,
We're already punting.
elite. Important to note, Georgia is done with conference games.
Oh, yeah, because they have Mercer.
Tiebreakers are in play. The only team that could jump
It's Bama.
Georgia is Bama if they win the Iron Bowl. So, Bama is a win the Iron Bowl and you're in. Ole Miss, mathematically, I do not think can get in.
If I'm looking at this right, A&M still has to play 2 SEC teams, right? Or is it one?
No,
No?
one. They got to play Texas.
Okay, never mind then.
So, yeah, let's look at the schedule this week.
It's the FCS week.
Yeah, it's the worst week in the SEC this week. So this week, yeah, they play Samford. Missouri plays Oklahoma, Charlotte, Georgia, EIU, Alabama, Mercer, Auburn, Arkansas, Texas, Kentucky, Vandy,
What if
Coastal. Yeah, I know, right?
They're like
9-1, dude. They're a wagon.
they're
No.
7th in the conference or 7th in the country.
I don't see
us.
Do not need that.
So
I mean, I included all these teams because of the SEC, and I want to see Vanderbilt on there.
yeah,
But I think it's pretty obvious.
it's gonna be A&M and Bam.
Georgia, I've got Auburn winning the Iron Bowl.
I would love.
I think Auburn and Mississippi State both win their respective games. I think Auburn's defense is elite. It's going to be at home for both teams. I think Mississippi State pulls some Egg Bowl voodoo magic, which it sucks that Georgia's done with their conference games. Vandy could easily have snuck into this,
Yeah.
or Texas or Oklahoma, which is also fun, but also not going to happen now. Yeah, so I think it's easily A&M and Georgia. I'm going to give the Iron Bowl loss to Alabama. What do you think? It's basically between A&M, Georgia,
I
and
know.
Bama.
And I would love to see A&M and Georgia. Or I mean, yes. I just really don't know Alabama's gonna lose. I would love for Alabama to lose. But I think they've got too much on that game, and Auburn is Auburn. So I'm gonna go with Bama and A&M.
Bama and A&M. And finally, we still have divisions in the Sun Belt, baby. 3 teams are in the race for each division. At the top of the West is Southern Miss, 7-3, 5-1. Arkansas State, 5-5, 4-2. Troy, 6-4, 4-2. Got blown up by ODU last week. JMU at the top of the East at 9-1, 7-0 in the conference. Coastal, 6-4, 5-2. ODU, 7-3, 4-2. So
Troy played Southern Miss.
they do.
But doesn't Arkansas State hold the tiebreaker?
So
That's like,
a 3-way tie turns into a mathematical formula tiebreak. It's some computer thing. I do not know how that turns out for any of these teams. So my blind prediction is Troy's got 2 offensive linemen now. I think Southern Miss is going to win the West. And JMU is by far the best team. They're going to win the East. End of story.
okay, yeah, I was gonna go chalk too. It would be very entertaining to see, like,
See what the tiebreaker looks like.
yeah, I'd kind of also want to see this because, like, are we gonna go? I wish we would go Texas high school football style. Go to a gas station,
Flip
coin.
a freaking coin. Let's go.
Electric.
NFL Week 11 just occurred. The Pats, we were all chalk on that, beat the Jets. We were all chalk on the Dolphins. The Fish got it done in Madrid, Spain, beat the Commander.
I was pretty angry because I was watching that game. I'm playing my Lego Harry Potter, and I got my.
The Raiders just spun. We just had back-to-back punts in this game.
I know, this is wild. But then I've got on the computer the game, and it goes to overtime. And I got Debo. I'm like, oh my, I can get another point. First play, Marcus Mariota to the defense. I mean, it was like right to the guy. I slammed my computer. I was like, God. So yeah, I was heated, but
I see that. The Bears beat JJ McCarthy essentially. I was on the Vikes. Y'all were both on the Bears. Y'all called it. The Panthers
Dude.
win in exciting fashion. I did say Bijan was going to be a difference making that game. 2 touchdowns for Bijan.
did you see that
So
one touchdown where
yeah.
he literally broke 4 tackles and walked in?
I knew Bijan was going to be doing this game. Apparently, though, the Carolina Panthers win every other week, and y'all were both right on
and
that.
Penis got hurt too.
Yeah, Penis did
And
get
I
hurt.
think did London also get hurt?
I think so. So it was a rough week for the Falcons. I was on the Buccaneers, who gave a valiant effort, but the Bills were able to get the job done at home. Y'all are both on the Bills. The Texans escaped Nashville, Tennessee with a field goal walk-off. Davis Mills, undefeated as quarterback so far. Yeah, we all three were on the Texans. Y'all two were on the Giants. I was on famous Jameis, and for just a little bit, I thought it might have happened. But
like Love got hurt, Jacobs got hurt. I'm like, oh my god, will voodoo magic is in effect?
no, but my upset pick this week did not land. Me and you were righteously both on the Steelers, and the Bengals just look so bad, and their season's over. Mike was on those Bengals. We all three were on the Chargers, and they got trounced by the Jaguars. Herbert getting hurt did play a huge role.
Not good.
Yep.
So.
Me and the producer on the Rams.
I know. And
They
Darnold-
won a low scoring, excuse
I
me.
know.
Very fun affair against the Seahawks. You on the Seahawks.
4 picks from Darnold.
Sam Darnold is back, baby. All three of us were on the Niners. They trounced the Cardinals. All three of us were on the Ravens as they escaped the Browns.
Shout out Shador.
So here's the thing about Shador, dude. He sucks. I mean, he went, like 3 for 10 with an interception? Dude, Dylan Gabriel's by far better.
The interception was very bad. And I do want to talk about this a little bit. The glaze is just
unreal,
astronomical, because you're taking a guy, yes, no first team reps during the week, but like you realize how many backups step into that role and like take that job if they are truly better. Like the Browns know who they have with him, and like all these people basically saying Stefanski's a racist because he's not starting him is so dumb.
Stat line speaks. You called the Broncos. I mean, the producer on the chart, the Chiefs. Yeah.
Bo Nix is your father.
Dude, that ball was not even.
Is your father? Bo Nix is your father.
As I was explaining to some people last night, actually some guys at the Walk Off Sports Podcast over there in Houston, Texas, Chase Ross. I was explaining to him, dude, Bo Nix is so carried by this defense. They keep him in every game. Yeah, but he gets elite field position every time. I mean, he has no pressure because, hey, the defense is going to go out there and get a stop. So, yeah, teams care about the defense. They're 9-2. I'm eating my words. This looks so elite 3 weeks into the season, but it's gone downhill since.
I've won 7 in a row.
I know. The producer had the Eagles. Me and you had the Lions. Another absolutely.
That PI?
Yeah, it was so terrible.
I know.
Absolutely boring Eagles game. Their defense looks elite, though.
I'm glad I didn't watch.
And then we all three are on the boys tonight as they've got the ball driving on the Raiders. Teams of the week and teams of the week. My team of the week is the Denver Broncos. They got a win against the Kansas City Chiefs. Defense looks unbelievable, probably the best in the NFL. My 9-year week is not really a team. It's just a person. Played with him in high school, so it's kind of salty a little bit, and I don't really want this to get out to him somehow. But JJ, sorry, dude, you are ruining my second favorite team's chances at anything productive. You are not that good. You probably shouldn't be our starting quarterback. I want Wentz back. That's kind of how bad it is. Now your week, JJ McCarthy. Let's let the Michigan homer come in and defend you.
I don't think he was a top pick. I love JJ McCarthy. Did not
Dak
think
just
he was that
fumbled.
high, but I did see this thing from this Vikings fan, which kind of made me think. Aikman, his first year, or Manning, his first year. Now, obviously not comparing him like Manning, but broke the pick record. Aikman went 0-16. There's one other like pretty good quarterback that did terrible his rookie year. Then like his second year, he took a step. So I think
this is effectively his rookie year. So.
Yes. So I don't think you can call him a bust unless he comes out and does it again. That's all I'm saying.
I really hope that was a throw.
But anyways,
yeah, your teams of the week and teams of the week.
Team of the week.
For the 4th week in a row, they're on this segment, by the way.
Yes. We have gone good, bad. No, I think it was just good.
Bad. No. We've gone bad, good, bad,
okay.
and now we were on good.
Okay. Yeah. So the Panthers. I was going to put the Broncos, but I'm like, I'm putting the Panthers. Screw the Bryce Young for some reason. It's the weirdest team in the NFL. It is the strangest team in the NFL. But yeah, they're my team of the week for coming back and after being down 14, I think, or 17, beating the Falcons, which are probably the best 3-7 team in the league with Penix and all them. And then my 9-year week, I really should have just put Shedeur Sanders, but of the Browns, I thought I were honestly going to win that game, and then Gabriel got concussed. But also the quarterback injury bug this weekend.
Dude.
I mean, Love went out. He obviously came back, but Herbert went out. Penis went out. Gabriel went out. There's one other guy that went out.
What a sack. Who is that? Is that Quentin? No. Kenny Clark.
Kenny.
Dude. Our pass rush is now good. What the hell?
I
I mean, we're
know.
playing the Raiders. I need to calm down. All right. That ends our of the week and now your week. It is Monday Night Football. It's currently going on. Our best bets for tonight were I had the Cowboys minus 3.5 and a CD Lamb anytime touchdown at plus 135. Luke, what'd you have?
I had a Brock Bowers anytime touchdown.
Of course you did.
It's by 3.5. Now, for reference, me and Will,
Playing in
I think
fantasy
there's
this week.
we're playing in fantasy, and I think you, me, and Charlie, I think are the best teams, in my opinion. 'Cause I
agree.
think with me and Charlie's trade, we have both.
What? You look. There's
So-
a trade. There's a trade cooking. All right.
Huh?
There's a trade in the way.
Okay.
There's a trade on the way.
Edwards already said he's going to trade Cook with 4 different people. I don't. So like,
It's. I'm bartering. It's gonna happen. He's coming home.
so
I need him like water.
no, yeah. So my running backs were Jordan Mason and Joe Hubbard, who was my second guy, and now it's Kyron Williams.
Yeah, whatever.
And AJ Brown played well. I knew AJ Brown was going to play well too.
College basketball picks this week. I had Bama. They lost by 7 at home to Purdue. The Purdue and Luke both had Purdue. Yeah, good for y'all. Arizona beat UCLA as we all thought. Gonzaga beat Arizona State as we all thought.
Gonzaga didn't cover them.
Yeah, they did not cover.
Yeah, that was not cool. That was really not cool.
They still look dominant. Just let them in late. UConn took care of business on the road against BYU as I thought, and as the producer thought.
BYU, it was getting blown out, but
Brought it close.
AJ, this whatever his name is very good at football.
Yeah.
So
Basketball.
or
You're good. Georgetown 5-point win. Yeah, dude, you called it. Clemson also looks good though. It was a tough loss for the Tigers
I
on the
did not
road.
realize they have the transfer from Arizona, the guard
Mm.
Lewis. I'm well, I don't know black, but that guy.
Yeah, I know
So,
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The Cougs, we all threw on the Cougs. They were right. They got a 1-point win in Birmingham, effectively a road game against Auburn. And then Florida took care of business at home against Miami last night.
Oh,
So the picks leaderboard, another punishable segment of us. Michael with a huge lead, 12-2, and there's a tie for second. Me and Luke both sitting at 9 and 5. As we head into our top 25 of college basketball from Swiss Over Sports, number 1, Houston stays at 1.
it's a tie.
It was a
It's 1A
tie.
and 1B.
We kept Houston at 1 for obvious reasons. 2 Purdue, 3 UConn, 4 Zona. It was really good. 5 Duke, 6 Illinois, 7 Louisville, 8 Gonzaga, 9 BYU, 10 Kentucky, 11 Bama, 12 Michigan, 13 Texas Tech, 14 North Carolina, 15 St. John's. Go ahead.
Okay, I thought you were reading the number like I
No.
thought you were one off, but I see what you're doing now. Sorry.
16 Michigan State, 17 Iowa State, 18 Florida, 19 Wisconsin, 20 the Vols of Tennessee, 21 who have yet to cover a game by the way, 21 of UCLA, 22 NC State, 23 Arkansas, 24 Vandy, and welcome to the poll at 25 Indiana, receiving 1 vote San Diego State.
I think Indiana's a very good basketball team.
I do too. I think the Hoosiers going to make a deep run in the Big
I
Ten.
know. I did. It's
All right. The thing we forgot to break down. UFC 322. Let's go through the main card. Benoit Saint Denis got the performance of the night with an elite knockout with 16 left in round 1 against Benil Darush. Carlos Prates got a knockout in round 2 against Leon Edwards. The video of him getting like chokeholded and punched and like looking like he did not give a crap was elite because 15 seconds later he knocked Leon Edwards' ass out. Michael Morales, there were 3 performances of the night. Wow. Michael Morales with a knockout in the first round against Sean Brady, 3 minutes and 27 seconds in. Another underdog winning. Valentina Shevchenko, because the last 2 fights were apparently snooze fests. Both went to decision. Both championships went to decision. I would have had a $1,000-something parlay payout if this fight would have gone the other way by decision. Yeah.
really?
I had Whaley by decision. Valentina Shevchenko won in unanimous decision against Zhang Weili to retain the women's flyweight title belt. And double champ does what he wanted to do once. Islam Makhachev bores us but dominates Jack Della Maddalena to capture the welterweight title belt.
So is he going to fight Ilya next, or is he going to fight?
I don't know.
Because I saw someone saying he's going to move up and fight. Who's middleweight or who just beat DDP? Cosmot. Yeah, I've seen it's either Ilya or Cosmot.
That would be pretty electric. But yeah, that recaps your UFC 322. We will do a much better on 323. We apologize. There's things that happened this week, and to finish up our Monday show, Mine are all Ole Miss related. I went down to Oxford to visit my buddies this weekend, and I had a great time, despite being in the worst place on earth. The library. It's a bar down there. It was elite. The place was jumping both on Friday and Saturday. Was cutting it up with a couple of the Ole Miss players. Elite atmosphere at the library. Loved it. Chicken on the stick. See, when you've had a couple to drink, and by a couple I mean a lot, you need some food. And there's this gas station that sells chicken on a stick with a cup of ranch. And let me tell you, nothing better in that moment tasted as good as chicken on a stick. So it is absolutely one of my best things that happened this weekend because I'm pretty sure it saved me. And first down sellies. So when I said we were cutting it up on the dance floor, we were essentially just hitting a whole bunch of different first down celebrations. It was like over and over and over again. Different. Oh, yeah, we aired it out. Like, there were so many different ones. And then honorable mention, the word Zog. I was introduced to the word Zog this week on the podcast.
What does that mean?
So, and I've got to record this for the guy to send it to him. So the word Zog is essentially just dog, but it can be used for anything, like get off my Zog, or oh bro, Zog, or like holy crap, he's zogging him, dude. Like it can mean anything. But the word Zog absolutely gets an honorable mention for best things that happened this weekend. Luke, what happened for your weekend?
So the cuts, I decided to drink a bunch on Saturday. I drank on Friday, and then I think on Saturday, I woke up Sunday. I don't really get hungover ever, and my head was pounding. It felt like someone took a sledgehammer to it. But I'm pretty sure I opened my fridge. There was like nothing in there. I'm pretty sure I drank like 15 beers and then 5 to 6 cup waters. And the cup waters are 12%. For people who don't know.
Hey.
And I'm prepping for our New Year's trip on the beach. You're going to get a drunk podcast at the beach. It is going to be electric. And then Walmart, hang out with the girl, went to Walmart, and I threw a squishmallow at her face, and she decided to run away from me. And then, so she's like playing hide and seek with me, and some old Mexican guy started creeping on her. So that was funny. Yeah, I called her. It was like, dude, there's some weird people in this Walmart. You don't need to be alone. And she's like, no, come find me. And what do you know?
What do you know?
Some old Mexican guy at like the Witten Walmart.
Yeah, at the Witten Walmart.
She had to get something. I don't know. But yeah, it was sketch. And then A&M Live.
That was a lead.
Took A&M Live, won some money. It was great. But yep, those best things from this weekend.
Well, that wraps up episode 22 of Swiss Army Sports. This has been Will Spain and Luke Wallman breaking it down for you. We will come with our week 13 college football picks and preview on Wednesday, as well as our week 12 NFL picks and preview. Break down any UFC, NHL, or NBA. A little NBA look in. We haven't done that in a second. The Suns are way better than everyone anticipated, except me. So just wanted to throw that out there.
Well, they got push on the man.
Yeah, they do. On the Manicast. Have a good night, y'all.